Now at 9, Ball State announces changes to the spring semester.
Plus, the national reactions following the grand jury's decision to not indict the officers directly involved in the death of Breonna Taylor.
And in weather, we're going to be looking at some cool temperatures after this weekend warm-up.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Zach Jones.
And I'm Brittany Dobbins.
Ball State officials sent an email to students today detailing changes to the spring semester.
NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett is live tonight in the newsroom. Tyler, what will be different?
Well, Britt and Zach, really a lot of things are going to be different next semester. The most notable is the fact that students are going to be coming back to campus a week later, and spring break just simply will not happen. All of this was laid out in an email today sent out by Provost Susana Rivera-Mills. She detailed the plan that was approved by the Board of Trustees. The email says that the decision to eliminate spring break was a tough one, but BSU officials cited research showing students who travel out of the state are more likely to bring the virus back with them to campus. Students that I talked to today say they understand the decision, but they're also a bit disappointed.
That means it's a longer time without seeing my family. I mean, I get it, but it does make me a little sad.
It's been hard getting adjusted to everything, but I think the university's done a pretty good job of giving us opportunities.
University leaders did acknowledge this decision was impacted by the possibility of dealing with both COVID-19 and the flu at the same time. Mills said more adjustments will likely be made with how courses are being taught, and information should be released within the next few weeks. And guys, it is worth noting that BSU officials are continuing to remind students that they need to follow the advice set by medical experts. Of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated on this, both on air and online. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tyler, thank you for the update. And for the 10th day in a row, Ball State has no new coronavirus cases reported through the partnership with IU Health. The university is reporting 3 more student cases, both either self-reported or from other sources outside of IU Health. Since the launch of the dashboard on August 17th, Ball State has had a total of 987 positive cases. It's estimated that only 29 cases are active. The other 958 cases are estimated to have recovered. Indiana, on the other hand, is reporting that there are 920 new cases since yesterday.
The Indiana State Department of Health is expected to release a new online tool to help track COVID-19 cases in Indiana schools. The dashboard will show both total cases as well as new positive cases with students and staff in each school district. This information will be updated weekly. Commissioner of the Indiana State Department of Health, Dr. Christina Box, says 70% of schools have already submitted data. Initial numbers show more than 1,100 schools have reported 0 COVID-19 cases and around 900 reported at least 1 case. The new dashboard is set to launch later this month.
And a federal judge has issued an injunction for a law unique to Indiana Tuesday. The law banned voters from asking courts to extend voting hours beyond the 6 p.m. closing time because of Election Day issues. Last year, the law only allowed county election boards to request a court order extension for voting hours and was passed by Indiana's legislature. This reversal comes as coronavirus concerns rise before Election Day. County election officials are preparing for coronavirus protocols for in-person voting as well as the expected surge for mail-in ballots.
This year, Americans have had to alter their everyday lives. That includes their civic duties because of the coronavirus pandemic, and the 2020 presidential election is no exception. NewsLink Indiana's Lily Cedardahl spoke with Ball State student body president about the changes and the importance of the 2020 election.
As many Americans are still in the process of making their decisions whether to vote from home or at the polls, SGA President Connor Sanborn says absentee voting is crucial to the 2020 election.
I think the absentee ballot is going to play a big role in this upcoming general election. With the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, some people feel that it's very important to keep their safety and vote at home.
The Student Government Association, along with many other organizations and businesses, are looking to expand the number of college-age voters. SGA alone has prepared events to get students on campus registered to vote. This past week, they were at the Scramble Light and got over 100 students registered to vote. Sanborn says he is pleased by this number given the circumstances.
It's important to get students to the polls. So if you can register people, they are more likely to head to the polls to vote.
If you haven't already registered to vote or want more information on the absentee ballot, you can visit indianavoters.org.
Now, cities across the country saw protests last night after a grand jury announced the officers directly involved in Breonna Taylor's case will not be indicted. Nadia Romero has the latest.
We're learning more about what happened during overnight protests, where we're learning that 127 people were arrested by Louisville Metro Police Department, including one man, a 26-year-old who's accused of shooting at police officers. Now, 2 Louisville police officers were shot last night, but we're learning that they're in stable condition.
For those expecting charges in the death of Breonna Taylor, it was a moment of heartbreak and confusion.
The result of the grand jury does not make legal sense to me.
None of the officers involved in the operation that led to Taylor's death were charged directly with killing her. Only one officer faces any charges for his actions during the botched raid on March 13th. The other 2 officers under investigation were not indicted. After the announcement, on the streets of Louisville and throughout the country, the heartbreak and outrage boiling over into protest, as peaceful demonstrations were interrupted by chaos overnight.
Right there, officer down, right there.
2 officers shot near one of the marches just before curfew.
Both officers are currently undergoing treatment. We do have one suspect in custody.
Major figures in politics and sports expressing outrage and shock at the decision. Local leaders calling this yet another example of a broken system.
We know that our lives do matter, and justice should account for our humanity, and we need change.
The attorney for Taylor's mother saying justice for her client's daughter failed.
And you have a black victim, Breonna Taylor, who was not protected here.
Now that the state investigation has concluded, all eyes on the FBI. They're investigating if any of Breonna Taylor's civil rights were violated by the execution of that search warrant that led to her death. In Louisville, Kentucky, I'm Nadia Romero.
TikTok's owner ByteDance is applying for a Chinese license so the app can still operate in the U.S. This comes after the app confirmed the deal with Oracle and Walmart. The license also comes after China's Ministry of Commerce revealed a revised list of technologies prohibited from export last month. A spokesperson for the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs says China urges the U.S. side to respect market economy and principles, abide by international treaty rules, and provide an open, fair, non-discriminatory, and just environment for foreign companies operating in the U.S. Now, I know I had no excuse to be on TikTok all day today because the weather was beautiful. Jordan, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. We are going to be seeing temperatures today in the 60s across right now, but they will be changing through the rest of this weekend as well. Much warmer, 64 here currently. And looking at our apple cider meter, we are going to be seeing kind of that slushy range, what you want. You want that cooler apple cider, but then later, after this weekend, we're going to be seeing, you might want to get back into that warm apple cider range of things. Overnight tonight, a low of 55 degrees, pretty chilly, very clear skies as well. And that's all that I have and back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Up next, a U.S. airline is adding coronavirus pre-screenings.
And find out how a Ball State attraction is being repurposed. That's next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. NASA isn't just working with space travel anymore. The space agency's advancing laser technology was developed for lunar landings, but it can also be used to make travel on Earth a little bit more smoother. This technology will only be used to help self-driving cars move through rush hour traffic. The scaled-down equipment will also help the automotive industry develop systems for navigation and avoiding collisions. It will be further tested on suborbital rocket launches before fully landing onto Earth.
Now, while universities are making changes across the country, Ball State University has made a unique change. NewsLink Indiana's Logan Salzbrenner reports.
Like many universities that have had to make changes because of COVID-19, Ball State has also been affected. One building that has been repurposed is the Charles W. Brown Planetarium. The dome, which was once filled with stars, is now filled with students. Dr. Todd Vaccaro shared the most unique aspect of teaching in the planetarium.
We get the ability of sort of pulling up things on the full dome on the fly.
According to show specialist Rachel Williamson, the choice to open up the planetarium for students was an easy one.
It's just going to be an empty space, and we did not want that to happen. We wanted to keep it relevant.
Williamson also explained the decision to move the planetarium shows online.
This gives even the virtual schools an option to do something different and kind of do a little bit of a field trip still.
While the doors may be closed to in-person shows, students and community members can still view the Constellation series every Friday night at 6:30. In Muncie, Logan Salzbrenner, NewsLink, Indiana.
United Airlines will be the first U.S. airline to provide COVID testing for passengers. Starting October 15th, the airline will offer rapid testing for customers flying from San Francisco International Airport to airports in Hawaii. Passengers are expected to use a 15-minute test at the airport before security screening or complete a mail-in option in the days before departure. Hawaii currently requires all travelers to quarantine for 14 days after arriving on the island. With the rapid testing before takeoff, the Hawaii governor plans to drop that requirement if travelers test negative.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk is promising a potentially more affordable vehicle. Musk says the company is reviewing battery design and improving manufacturing capabilities for an electric car. These changes could result in major price reductions in about 3 years, according to the Tesla CEO. Musk also says the $25,000 car would drive fully autonomously. On Tuesday, he also announced Tesla is now taking orders for the new 3-motor models with plaid mode. This car can go 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds and is more expensive than the self-driving electric car. The first batch of these cars cost $140,000 and are set to be delivered by late next year.
And if you're a fast food fanatic, you'll want to hear these new menu items coming soon. Despite losing some favorite Taco Bell items in September, the Bell is set to debut a new chicken chipotle melt in November. Auntie Anne's teamed up with Samuel Adams for a new do-it-yourself pretzel kit, available exclusively on a special website the company set up. And Wendy's pretzel bacon burger cheeseburger is now available, and you can even get it with chicken instead. At Chick-fil-A, you can get a chocolate fudge brownie or a mocha cream cold brew. And new spicy chicken nuggets at McDonald's. Even Cinnabon has 6 new sweet and salty items, including a Cinnabiscuit sandwich. Wow, all these new food items are making me feel like I should be hibernating, but I'm not seeing those hibernation weather temperatures. Jordan, what do you got for us?
Just you wait. We're actually going to be seeing a lot cooler temperatures later next week. More timing those out coming up after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. I am your weather forecaster for this evening, Jordan Wolf. Let's take a look at the evening weather. On radar right now, we're not seeing a whole lot in this area, but if we zoom out and look to our south and east, we do see quite a bit across the Carolinas and Georgia. That is a remnants from Tropical Storm Beta that has since fizzled out and left some remnants. Definitely a lot of flooding as well to the southeast, but not of any of that here. 64 currently on campus, calm winds and clear skies as well across the state. Much of the same, 60 degrees up in Fort Wayne, a bit cooler, 68 in Indianapolis. And we're going to look at the low for tonight, 55 degrees, winds coming out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those clear skies once again, definitely a good night to get outside and take a look at the stars as well, maybe, if that's something that you're into. Tomorrow we're going to be seeing sunny skies starting in the 50s and moving up into the upper 70s. So early in the morning, you're probably going to want a jacket, but you'll shed that by late afternoon. Winds coming out of the southeast and south at about 5 miles an hour. Looking at our precision cast temps, we're going to be seeing those temperatures drop into the lows in the 50s and the highs in the 80s through much of the rest of this weekend as well. Pretty similar 60s, but then the real change comes next week. Here we're seeing pretty warm conditions on Saturday afternoon. Let's look at Sunday afternoon for Colts football, though. We're going to be kicking off 4:05 against the New York Jets at Lucas Oil Stadium. 83 degrees at the time of kickoff, mostly cloudy skies. We probably won't get the roof open, but holding out hope for that as well. Let's take a look at the jet stream map. This is a map of 250 millibars. We're going to look at when it drops into the low, that's when we're going to be seeing quite a bit of cooler temperatures. So there's a spot there. Wednesday morning, we're going to be seeing quite a bit of cooler temperatures as well as through the end of this week. And that is going to lead us into this graphic from the Climate Prediction Center. Over the next 6 to 10 days, we're going to be seeing very below average temperatures across the southeast and the Midwest as well. Above average temperatures in the Pacific Northwest. That's not going to help out there where the wildfires are locating, but we're going to have pleasant conditions where we are. Over the next 7 days, let's look at the MIT's 7-day forecast. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the 80s over the weekend before a sharp decline and rain chances on Monday and Tuesday before it dries back out and stays cool through the rest of this week. Back to you guys.
All right, it's looking like hibernation weather isn't too soon, maybe until like Tuesday, but this weekend we will definitely not be hibernating with those weathers.
Oh, and I'm definitely not complaining about the weather right now. It's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Up next, we'll have the next high school football game update just one night before the Friday night highlights.
And we'll have some highlights from the Chicago Cubs. All that and more next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
problems, the ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Madison Surface with sports. Ball State cross country is using the time spent without a season getting to know each other better. From sharing a cup of joe to visiting a local flower shop, the women's cross country team is making sure they stay in touch. Even though their season was postponed because of COVID-19, that doesn't mean team bonding has to be put on hold. The team has been looking for new ways to stay connected with one another.
And then we've also been trying to plan a day to go to the movies together, or just stuff that we can do while socially distancing and while wearing masks and stuff. So we're trying to think of fun things to do as much as we can, but what also by being safe.
Their team chemistry is sure to grow with or without a season. Within the past decade, the athletic program at Taylor University has excelled not only on the field, but also in the classroom. The Trojans, or some may say the bookworms. For the last 8 years, every varsity sport has maintained a team GPA of 3.0 or higher. Women's basketball has the highest team GPA with an astonishing 3.75. As the fall sports get underway, the Trojans are making strides. The women's soccer team is having an impressive start, being second in their division, 1 game behind Marian University. They're on a hot start, winning their first 3 out of 4 games, scoring 12 goals so far. The volleyball team is also competing well this season. So far, they're 6th in the conference. The fall sports teams will look to continue their progress on the court and in the books. The Chicago Cubs playing the Pittsburgh Pirates today in a low-scoring affair. Cubs' Alec Mills and Pirates' Chad Cole were the starting pitchers in today's matchup. Colin Moran starting the Pirates off strong with a home run out to center in the bottom of the first. 1-0, the score after 1. In the second, the Cubs still could not score, but Brian Reynolds came out swinging, the Pirates' second home run of the game. At the bottom of the third, Adam Frazier homers on a fly ball out to right field, bringing the score to 3-0. Fast forward to the bottom of the fifth, where Josh Bell homers on a line drive to left field. The Pirates ending up taking the winning title home 7-0. The Cubs will play the White Sox tomorrow night. First pitch is at 8:10. From Major League Baseball all the way to Delaware County High School football, here are the matchups for Friday night. We have a total of 4 games going on Friday night. First up, we have the 2-4 Blackford Bruins versus 0-4 Elwood Panthers. Then we have 1-4 Westdale Warriors versus 2-0 Monroe Central Golden Bears. But one game has been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That game was Muncie Central versus Lafayette Central. For the last 2 games, we have the 3-2 Delta Eagles versus 3-1 Newcastle Trojans in their homecoming game. The 3-2 Yorktown Tigers will face the 0-5 Shelbyville Golden Bears. Also, be on the lookout for the polls posted on the NewsLink Indiana Sports Twitter page for each of the 4 games, where you will also be able to find live score updates on the games Friday. Well, guys, there is absolutely nothing like those Friday night lights. I'm really excited to see how those games turn out.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm also really looking forward to the Cubs and Sox game. I'm a really huge White Sox fan, so.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that will be exciting. I love baseball.
All right, thanks, Madison. Now, Powerball is going to start looking a little different. We've got those details after the break.
And we've got a list of the nation's best coffee locations. Find out if your city's on the list. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back. Time magazine has released its annual list of the world's 100 most influential people. This year's list includes one of this year's record-breaking artists, The Weeknd, and Megan Thee Stallion. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are shown together on one of the covers under the heading Champions of Change. Another cover shows infectious disease Dr. Anthony Fauci and several Black Lives Matter founders. The list is ongoing and will also feature a special tribute to honor Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Now, switching gears a little bit to our anchor picks, Powerball is set to roll out a whole new look. Dad, this is for you. The televised drawing will feature new balls, upgraded ball dispersing machines, and a new studio. The 1-minute show, which airs Wednesday and Saturday nights, will also feature new graphics and music. It's the first time the set has been updated since the show moved to Florida from Iowa in 2012. No worries for all you Powerball players. The 28-year-old game isn't changing itself. You can expect to see the new changes September 30th.
Calling all coffee lovers looking for a place to visit, this new report is for you. The personal finance site Wallet Hub has ranked the best coffee cities in the whole U.S. Researchers compared 100 of the largest cities in America for their report. They looked at everything from the numbers of coffee shops in the city to the average price for a pack of coffee. They found that Seattle, Washington was the best city for coffee lovers, followed by San Francisco, California, Portland, Oregon, and Miami, Florida. Another Florida city, Tampa, rounded out the top 5. Now, I know I'm not a big coffee drinker myself, but everyone is so excited because of the weather to drink coffee all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping we're seeing a little bit more temperatures that are cooler for the warm coffee, but Jordan, let's take a final look at the weather.
Yes, we are going to be seeing much cooler temperatures beginning next week. However, we're going to be seeing those warm temperatures just got to last through the rest of this weekend. We're going to be seeing those rain chances on Monday and Tuesday, but then those cooler temperatures round off the rest of that week after they dry out after Tuesday. Back to you guys.
All right, and that is all for tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow morning at 8 on our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.